Yeah, so I know this is what you're looking for right here. Lots of crystals. All of the crystals. An easy way for them just to roll down to you. Look at that. The crystals roll to you. This is going to show you how to build the super tower you need in order to make these crystals easy to gather. So guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video, and I am kind of on the third part of this gacha mini series. Now with the gachas, I'm going to talk about how to use everything we've done so far to build ourselves a super gacha structure. Now obviously we've gone over the fact of, how do you properly start your gachas? What is the best food? If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check that out. There actually is a better food and a worse food for them. And you can kind of see them, chomping away here and how we tested all that kind of stuff. And what we're going to do now is, after testing all of that lovely stuff, we're going to go ahead and make a super gacha structure. One that will produce you a ridiculous number of crystals per hour. Now, I've gone ahead and started this, and I've got my snow owls here just because they're a pain in the butt to deal with. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my gamma up here just a little bit. But basically what we're going to do is with this structure, it's literally a box style structure, so you can have 4 different sides. We use Pythagorean's theorem. Yes, that is really a thing. Gachas need to be at least 14 tiles away from each other, so we make sure we did that, and we've kind of I guess I have calculated everything out ahead of time. Basically what we're going to have is we're going to have a 3x3 platform at the bottom right here, that where all our crystals are going to drop, and we're going to have a multiple story thing, so gacha crystals are literally just falling out of the sky. Now what you need to do is, you made a 3x3 thing. It does not need to be tech. It can be whatever structure you want. However, I like how tech looks, so that's why I built it in tech. So what we're going to do now is, it's pretty simple. We're going to go ahead and make 13 is how long these guys are. There is a reason for that. They all need to be exactly 13 apart. Because it gives us enough room to have multiple sets of gachas in different areas of the map. Now that means that you're going to have to go 13 tall, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Now this is a structure right here that is actually 12 tall, so we'll need to add 1 more to it. And then the reason that we've gone that high is because we're going to go down stairs wise, and I'll show you what that looks like real quick. In order to make ourselves a giant structure where these crystals perfectly fall right in the middle, just like that. You can see how nice that looks in comparison to everything. I like doing it that way. It's entirely up to you how you choose to set your stairs up. As long as they lead to a central location like this right here, that's all we're going for. Once they hit this area, that's kind of what we want. Now what we're going to do is, now that we have that ready, and you can kind of see, I usually add, oops, not that, I didn't want that there. I add some foundations here for our second level, and the reason that I add those, you'll see in just a second. We kind of got to get through the other part first. Now, the reason that we use stairs and not a ramp is actually pretty simple. For some reason, the gacha crystals on ramps tend to get a little bit stuck, and it's hilariously frustrating to try and get them unstuck when you're on top of a ramp, and that's just how it works. I don't really have a better way to say that other than it sucks. So we're going to do 3 wide, just so you can see. The reason that we're doing 3 wide, again, there is value to that, is because if you go larger than 3 wide, you're just wasting room. And if you go less than 3 wide, the gacha's backs aren't as easy to place in the proper location. So 3 wide is kind of what you want in this situation. Now each side is going to be identical to the other ones, and you're going to have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across. And you're going to need to put some support down if you want to. I like to, and I'll show you why. But basically, you've got that little pad where the gachas are going to sit on top of. Now, this is not something that is going to be cheap on resources, so I hope you understand that. It's something that is very valuable, though, to have. And you'll see why in a second here. So basically, you're going to have this right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to do it 3 deep right here. Now, the reason we're going to do it 3 deep also has to do with the snow owls that we're going to place dropping food down on top of the gachas. And that is also something that's very important. So you'd have the snow owls, and you need to make these 3 tall. You can go 4. It's up to you how you want to do it, but 3 is plenty tall enough. And you're going to have a 1x1 pad up on top of this for the snow owl to sit on top of. And you can kind of see how it's going right now. So this is going to be how all 4 sides look, like literally just like this. And then once we have this 4 sides looking just like this, we're going to put another layer up on top. We can do as many layers as we want, so you can make this just a hilariously large area. And this is where the gacha crystals are going to roll down into the middle right here. and you'll have way in right here basically. But you can see it's a very large structure, and it basically accounts for the space in between everything. I don't like when dinos are getting in my stuff here. Destroy wild dinos, because when they start to show up, you know, raptors, yeah, not fun. So you can kind of see this is 1 of 8 basically. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the snow owls up there so you can see. I'm going to kind of move pretty quickly through the rest of it. I'll probably speed through a bunch of the basic stuff, so you don't have to just see me repeat and delete a bunch of different things, but you get the point. So we go ahead and get our snow owl here. You can see that if we place him like this, he will drop his food down on top of the gacha. And that's how he's going to work. Now we're going to have another gacha on the other side, a male and a female. And they basically increase the amount of crystals they produce by being a male and a female. And then also by having snow owls nearby, it's going to double again, increase the loot. So basically you're just increasing the loot by adding these snow owls up on top. Now, landing them for the first time on a 1x1 is not something that is fun. It really sucks. Oh, nope. He didn't want to land, actually. So that's kind of like the only difficult part about this entire thing. Oh, did I get it? There we go. That's what's up. All right, so I usually set it so their feet are just hanging on the edge, like you see right there, and that means that they're going to drop their pellets down right on top of them. Now, you do not need like railings or anything over here because the gachas aren't going to wander, nor the birds, so that's all you need. The only thing that we have left right now is to place down some, you can see them right here, some of these. I need to actually get a different version of them, but we need fence foundations, or I guess fencing. Why can't I speak right now? Fence, and it doesn't matter if you have a certain type of fence that you prefer, as long as there is a fence, or railing I think is technically the term for it, and the railing will stick to the stairs at a nice little rate. I don't like going too tall. I prefer 3, and the reason I prefer 3 is because if you do too tall, sometimes the crystals will roll and bounce over the top of 2, so I would really encourage you to do 3 tall, but that's again personal preference. I know some people that don't like that one as much. But I would say that using railings, I would definitely go 3 tall, but that's personal opinion. And railings kind of just prevent the crystals from rolling over the sides. All right, so you can kind of see what we're doing here. And we've got this just gargantuan structure going, and it's going to be a massive thing. I'm excited, and I'll show you at the, I guess what I'll do is I'll kind of, now that I've shown you what one looks like, I will just speed through the other 3 so you can kind of see me do it, but at the same time, you're not sitting here watching me repeat literally everything I've just done. It'll probably take me about 20 minutes to actually finish the entire thing, but I'm going to speed through literally everything until I get to the second layer. Once I get to the second layer, I'll show you how to set that up as well. But we're going to go ahead and place 2 gachas here eventually. We're just not quite there yet. I'm going to build the structure first and go from there. So I will speed through the rest of this for right now and bring you back as soon as I finish this little part. All right, and we've finished the first section. So you can see we have the snow owls and everything up, the 3 different areas. They're going to roll down this into this middle section right here. Some of you are probably wondering, well, how do you get out? How do you get into this thing? There's lots of different ways. I mean, you can build a, this is one of my favorite things to do, some jump pads. I think the jump pads are one of the most underused things in Ark. I like putting one right in the middle. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and activate it, and then I'll do jump pad settings, rotate down sights, and then you say, you know, I'm just going to drop my force way down, and you're going to go ahead and rotate the pitch down just enough to get you out. And that's not quite enough. We're almost there. Just a little bit more power. Force up to 45. Let's see if that's enough. That's perfect. And then what you do in order to get back in, you can go ahead and make one of these, or you can just, you know, get rid of the stuff on the side, but that's up to you. So jump pad settings, we're going to go ahead and force up to 64, rotate down sights, and then pitch down. Boop. And you can see, there's how you get in. And you don't take damage from that, so easy peasy way to get in and out so you don't lose any crystals from any reason at all. So we have everything set up for this. Now what you need to do is remember that they need to be X distance apart. So that distance is about 14, give or take, foundations, or 14 block units. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to put a next row here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make that unit 17 high, because gachas are 3 tall and these walls aren't quite fully 1 unit. So 17, so there's 12, and then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now, once you have it that tall, you can do really whatever you want with it. But it's literally the exact same structure, just built up higher. Now, you can do as many layers as you want. Reasonably speaking, right here, I've probably got enough to make, I don't know, 4 or 5 different layers. I'm only going to build 2 because, you know, I don't really see a value in going too much more on top of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how many I did over here, right? 17 total. There we go. Wait, what? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. So now the reason that we're doing 17 is pretty simple, actually. You're just gonna, I mean, it's the height of the gachas that kind of, you know, mess with you. So that's why you're putting it up this high. So hopefully this is something that makes sense to you. We've already got the additional thing underneath as well. So we're just going to keep going and building 3, 4, and 5, and it's the exact same structure. I'll show you one just so you can see, and then once I finish that one, we'll kind of, you know, just move on from there, and then I'll show you what it looks like, the final piece, and we'll kind of continue. So again, you're going to do the exact same structure. You got the 1, 2, and you can see that we've got the next layer. We need to go 1, 2, 3, and then we need 1, 2, 3, and then you can again make this up and do whatever you want with it. In my personal opinion, oh no, there's a little bit of a raised one there. That sucks. I don't care. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and we'll go ahead and plop that guy down there. And again, we're just going to move on to our stairs. And with these stairs, again, you're going to do 13 because that's going to be the exact distance that you need for them to fall down properly. 13. And it'll drop right on down into that zone. Now, the cool thing is it's just going to rain gacha crystals if you are standing in the middle of this. So when you actually get this thing up and running, it's almost funny. Keyword being almost, because it does, you know, it gets a little bit frustrating at times to feed all your gachas when there's this many. But when you do, you can have so much element dust. It's kind of funny. It really is. It's just one of those things where you're like, wait, what? All right, so... and we're almost there. Come on now. And one more. And then we'll put our railings down, and you can see it's literally the exact same structure. And I'm going to go ahead and speed through layer 2 as well, so you can kind of don't have to sit here and watch me build every single second of it, because it's literally just the same thing. Now that we've built this one, you can kind of figure it out on your own, and you can build another layer on top of this. You can do 6, 7, 8, 9, however many layers you want to build. And then it's entirely up to you. You can also build a middle section, and that's pretty cool to do as well. I'll show you that one at the very end of this, and we'll kind of go from there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward now. All right, guys, and we are back again, just so you can see I've completed the second layer. It's starting to look really cool, actually. Now, one thing you can do, you don't have to do something like this, but basically sometimes the crystals get enough speed, and they essentially like launch themselves onto corners and stuff like that. So you don't have to, but you can put a couple of walls and stuff like right at this level, so they just fall straight down after they hit the wall. And again, you don't have to do that. It's just an option, because sometimes they'll spray off to the side just a little bit, but it's easy enough just to pick them up because they're still going to end up in a pretty similar location. Now, what we can do is you can add another 9th pair of gachas straight up the middle up here. Now, this is something that you can do. You do not have to. You can make it look pretty neat too. Just like go down to this section right here, and we're just going to go like, you know, straight up. And once we do that, basically all we're going to do is we're just going to build a bridge that is across this thing. Oh boy, I got to make some more ceilings here. And this will just drop the crystals, and eventually we'll get there. 15? Is that how many we wanted to go? I think that's about right. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now we're going to go even to the other side, and we are so high up in the air right now, it's kind of ridiculous. But you can see how these structures can get a little bit hilarious, because you can start to like blend different techniques together in order to maximize the amount of gachas that you can fit into a smaller area. Now, this is a 4 piece. You can easily get 5 across, and that's not something that would be very difficult to accomplish, in my opinion. You can see we just got like one little section right here. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and go right to the middle right here, and we're going to go straight up in the sky, which is this one. We're going to go ahead and demolish this guy, or pick it up, I suppose. Wait, what? Okay, that's not cool. Apparently it wasn't connected to this. That's funny. Whatever. And we're going to go back now. And we're going to put 2 gachas, a male and a female, back to back right over in this high area. And they don't need owl pellets. They're just going to drop them straight off their backs, so it doesn't matter too much. And we're going to, again, we're just going to sit here and get rid of this guy. And we're just going to like sit one gacha here and the other one right over on this side. This doesn't feel like it's even. It probably is. And this is where the 9th pair of gachas will go. So we have 9 gachas in this tower, and they're all just going to be raining gacha crystals down. So I'm going to go ahead and get those 9 gachas ready. It's going to take me a second to get everything done here. We can add 2 more snow owls if we really wanted to make this thing just, you know, complete. But it's going to take me a couple seconds to get the snow owls. So give me a second and I'll get that done. All right, guys. So we have finally finished the section. So we have everything in place where it's supposed to be. We have the gachas all in place. We have the snow owls in place. There's a small edit that I had to make because apparently these spikes on the gachas also count as their mass. So it goes up 1 higher than I thought it would. So I technically had to raise this one another. Technically I put it up 5, but I would only usually have to put it up 3 just to make sure I added 5 to it. And they're all happy. You can tell by if you stand near them, they don't have their ears down and they stare at you instead of looking away from you. And that means they're pretty happy little creatures. Now, obviously, they're all chilling. I have 8 sets in this region right here, and then 9th up on top. So instead, if I was you, what I would do, instead of building it like I did, I would add 5 just to be safe, and then just put that ramp down from the 5. And literally, that's it. That's all you have to do. All we have to do now is feed the gachas, and then these 2 up on top. Because I adjusted those 5, I had to push this one up 5 as well. So that's a little bit of an edit, but oh well, you know, I didn't realize that the actual spikes count as part of their character. So that's interesting. So that being said, this is a 9 gacha thing. I'm going to go ahead and put some food in them and show you how it works. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, and we are back again. I put some food in the gachas and I gave it about 2 or 3 minutes, and you can see that we have a little bit of crystals down here. And just to show you how this works, so you can kind of see, hopefully one of these will drop a crystal in a second here. Oh, there one goes. You can kind of see the railings prevent it from falling, and it just rolls down into the center. And I picked up a bunch of them just so you can see. I'm going to drop, like, let's just do that right there. And basically, no matter what, assuming you don't just, like, you know, bunch them up like that, they take the, how do I say this properly? They take the gravity and they roll down these stairs. Obviously, some aren't going to land perfectly, but the point is you get as many as possible in one small location, so you have to work as little as possible. You can see I've had to, like, jerry-rig this so it kind of, like, rolls down and then, boop, drops down into the center there. But it pretty much works flawlessly. You can make some adjustments as you want. But just so you can see, I'll roll some more down this thing. They do roll differently each and every time because each one's not like a circular movement, and they roll and just fall down into the pit. So that's kind of how they work. You can see that the gachas, I'll go ahead and show you, I have some plant species Z fruit in them. And you can also increase this by putting the, I guess, increasing the amount of snow owl pellets that you have for them. When you increase the amount of snow owl pellets, it definitely gives them an increase in language personal inventory. We're going to take snow owl pellets and we're going to put it into all gachas. And then we're going to go ahead and just drop all of this because it doesn't matter at this point. But anyways, you can see that once this is working properly, some are going to fall off to the side. It's not perfect, but look at this right here. You have yourself a very easy way to pick up a ton of gacha crystals. I've only been doing this for, like, I mean, literally, there's 2 more rolling down this hill. Maybe 5 minutes. And I've got, what, 60, 70 crystals right here? No problem. Pretty easy to do. And again, getting out, you just hit that and you go over the wall. Well, obviously you're going to go from the other side, but it's pretty simple. There's nothing super extraordinarily difficult about this. Obviously, there's some adjustments you can make, and obviously I screwed up the top one, so that's why they're just dropping off the side over there. But tons and tons of crystals. Super easy. You can go as many stores as you want. If you wanted to totally enclose it, you can see that that one falls down, hits that little pathway, and then rolls down onto our heads. Boop. Just like that. And this is just what it is. So anyways, hopefully this helps you out. And again, sorry for that little mini edit, but it's a pretty flawless system. You can build the walls higher if you wanted to, and that helps sometimes. But other than that, teach. Ow.